Good afternoon. Welcome to the heart of Ohio. We are sitting here again. I'm Jacob.
I'm Lucas.
I'm Josh.
And we're going to have an interesting conversation today about some sterling and some miscellaneous flatware type stuff that we found. We showed a short of in a chest that we forgot to clean out the bottom drawer in. We brought it back from Florida. We had bought it several months ago and we just didn't get it cleaned out. Lucas and I on our last trip brought it back, right? Did you hear any of that?
No, it was light
loading?
too. It was super light. Could just pick it up by both hands like that.
Yeah,
it was just packed into the bottom drawer.
So anyways, we thought it would be interesting to go through this together, to talk through Lucas, try and help him understand how to look for the sterling marks and the difference between some sterling and silver plate items out of the drawer we just found. So let's just start here, Luke. You pick out a piece and let's talk through it. So
start with this fork.
Okay, so you tell me, what do you know about this fork?
Well, I can look at it.
You can look at it. That's good. I'm glad you see it.
I'm not seeing anything that says sterling on it.
You know what does it say? Let's talk about that first.
Yeah, it's an 17th anniversary fork for Arthur.
17th anniversary fork for Arthur Everts Company.
Arthur Everts Company.
Show here. That's really a nice design in the handle here. We're gonna try. Oh, the cowl on the back too. Check this out.
We'll come back. No, I'll come.
You're gonna come back and shoot. Okay, we're gonna put it over top. Lucas knows what he's doing. But anyways, so do you think that's sterling?
No, I don't.
Why?
Well, there's no sterling mark in it.
There's no sterling mark. Okay, that's good. So we just got this drawer. We don't know what's in it, and we're gonna go through it together. Lucas picked out the first piece, and he found a nice souvenir fork from Everts, and it's got a cow on the back, and it's got. Let's talk about value of that a little bit. What's it got on the front?
Look at that.
You gotta say it out loud and talk to them.
It says sterling on it right here below the cow.
So it is sterling. Now I want to see it.
Right
All
there.
right. So
below that cow right there.
no, that says steer. It doesn't say
does it?
sterling. He's got really bad eyes. I think mine are bad. He inherited worse eyes than me. It actually says steer, not sterling. So that's not a sterling piece.
Yeah.
He's learning, right? That's really funny though. So this box full, again, we got out of that estate. So let's talk about sterling on the back of this. What are we looking for? So when we say, is that sterling or not? So what we're talking about is sterling. Sterling is a content of silver that would be a 92.5% silver of metal in this item. So that means that if this item is sterling, if it's signed sterling, that the item itself is 92.5% silver. So that's what we're talking about when we actually say sterling.
Now, Jacob, you said 92.5% is. Sometimes it doesn't say sterling, but it'll say a number on it.
Sometimes that happens. So most American flatware, though, which is what you're going to find in most homes around here, it will say sterling. And so the government at one time, I don't know the details, the back history, Google it, I'm sure you probably correct me on this, but if you use the word sterling, it means that you are guaranteeing that the silver content's 92.5% or more silver content. And so that word sterling is what you're looking for on silver. So instead of writing 92.5 on the back, most companies, they just put that word sterling on there. So let's see if we can find a piece of sterling to talk about that and what the value is. So this one's silver plate. It's marked silver plate. This is here sterling. Okay, here we go. This piece right here, again, we found this in the dresser over here. This one is signed sterling, and I think this one might even have, this one has both marks on it. So it's signed sterling, and it also says 925 over 1,000. So the mark is a double mark. It says sterling, and then it says 925, a line, and 1,000. So that's just saying there's 92.5% silver in this piece. Now, what you need to know, especially beginning in this, you go into a house, you open a drawer, and you're looking at the back of the silverware, and it says sterling. That means that is an actual silver set. Now, most of the time, the knives won't be sterling except for the handles. And like this is a stainless steel piece here. This looks like this is a sterling handle over a stainless steel fork. So that means it's just a thin layer of sterling on the outside. So that's not all sterling. It's just the outside handle is. But on this piece, again, 92.5% of that whole piece is silver. So you say, well, why do I need to know that? Well, here's the difference. This piece, find one that's comparable, and this piece. This one here is silver plate. Let me double check. I'm 99% sure that's silver plate. Yeah, this is a Rogers silver plate. They're comparable in size. Rogers silver plate. It's got wonderful form. We sell these for $3 to $5. Same kind of an item that is sterling, same era. Now we sell this one $50 to $75. So you've got a $50 to $75 difference in these two pieces, and they look identical if you don't know what you're doing or how to look for it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so talk some more about it, Luke. What do you think about that?
I mean, I'm not too sure.
You know what it's for?
It looks like a little spatula.
Yeah, probably. It was probably maybe tomatoes or muffins or something. A lot of these old flatware sets would have interesting serving pieces in them. That's one. This is a really neat piece here, Victorian. So this is a Victorian piece, but it's silver plate. So this is Napier and Webb. So this is silver plate. This is a very heavy layer of silver over top of probably a copper or a brass. So the silver value is relatively zero. I mean, you know, we can't really scrap it for anything. But
it's a
aesthetically,
unique piece, though. That looks really cool.
Aesthetically, this is a crumb. This is actually used to sweep your crumbs up in. Crumb tray. You know, service dinnerware services in the 1890s, 1880s were fancy. People would have big dinners with, and you guys all see those big dinnerware services, right? That are out there for sale. We used to sell for $500, $1,000, the Limoges sets and things of that nature. Now, no one wants to serve that way. We're a fast food society, and we throw everything away. We want dishwasher safe, and nobody would crumb sweep their table when they're done, right? I mean,
one of them. The dog will get it.
Dog will get it, blow it on the floor, whatever. But that's what this is for, was to actually get a little brush out and sweep it up, and then dump it. So a crumb tray. So let's just keep looking in here. Okay. Yeah, Josh, tell us about this here. This is something interesting. Tell us about what we got here.
Well, we were talking about this earlier, and this is actually a sterling overlay, and it is super, super thin. Some of these have pretty good amounts of damage on them.
Oh, yeah. You can see the silver's actually coming.
It's peeling off.
Peeling.
Which really hurts this set.
And this is just a cellular. It's like a plastic.
The underneath is...
It's plastic. It's not bone. It's not ivory. It's just a plastic with a real thin silver layer, and it's rough. I mean, there's
a few really neat pieces. If it was all pristine, it would be a cool set.
Yeah.
But there's still some that are pretty good pieces in it.
It's literally coming apart. Here's
very light amount of silver on that. There's some other sterling in there.
So here's a napkin ring in the same drawer. This is signed sterling on the inside. A lot of times the accessory pieces are silver plate. The napkin rings are silver plate. However, this one is a signed sterling one. A lot of times the marks on these are going to look on the inside of the actual napkin ring. It won't be on the outside. Sometimes it is, but a lot of times if it says sterling on the inside, again, there's silver value there. Now that's really thin and really lightweight, and I still think we would get like a $20 range out of that piece.
I sold one for 15.
You sold one for 15. Okay.
We had some shot glasses that were similar in size to this that were marked 950.
950.
And I had never heard of 950 until that day.
Yeah.
And Jacob actually was telling me about 950, so it was a good little lesson for me to understand that 950 is actually that's silver.
It's a higher content.
It's a higher content silver.
95% silver, not 92.5.
So it was neat to learn that as well, and all it said was 950 on it. So. And every once in a while, I have a different silver mark.
Here's another interesting piece. I think this is probably for a napkin holder. This is signed sterling. It's a Scotty dog. Again, it's signed, actually says sterling on the back. And it's got some other numbers that are not related to the silver. This could be a mold number or a factory number of some sort, but the sterling mark, it says sterling, very plain. Again, this is entry level. There's probably, it looks like 4 or 5 pieces of actual sterling in this whole group. A lot of silver plate. You know, Gorham plate. This is just beautiful Victorian era 1920s silver plate stuff. Generally, we don't sell it for a lot of money.
Now, Jacob, I've seen this before, to where like on knives, it will say stainless on the blade, and sometimes you won't check the handle. Make sure you check the handle, because like this was a sterling handle. The blade's going to say stainless on it, so a lot of people will think, oh, it's just a stainless steel set, and not look to the next level or actually check the handle.
So let's talk about this for a second. If we have a 75, or let's just say a 100-piece set of sterling, for easy numbers, a 100-piece set of sterling at auction, we're going to get probably, if it's a medium to lightweight set, probably $1,000 to $1,500 roughly, depending on the pieces, how much they weigh, and the patterns and whatnot. The same 100-piece set that is silver plate, we sell for 50 to 80 bucks. So you're talking a $1,000 difference.
And you can get some really nice ones here at the mall for anywhere from 125 to 150 that are really nice sets.
Big sets, big silver plate sets.
And big silver plate.
But the sterling sets, though, again, if you're digging in a drawer and you're finding it, you're usually 10 times the value over a silver plate set. So I want to point this out to you guys. If you're out there and you're not quite sure as you're looking through stuff, look for those sterling things. Look for the mark that actually says sterling on the back. And now this is just a simple. There's a lot of other silver marks that don't say sterling. You've got English hallmarks, European hallmarks. So the early American silver would not have the word sterling on it either. The coin silver and whatnot won't. But most of the time, if you're in a house, what you're going to come across is early American 1900 to 1970s sterling flatware from a wedding. A lot of times they were given for wedding gifts, or grandma inherited it from someone, and that's what you want to look for. That's where the real value is going to be. And so the bottom of this chest, real money value here, we probably have $150 worth of stuff that we have left.
Put you on
in
the spot
drawer.
and ask you what do you think this would be worth?
So we're going to be
market.
roughly. Now this is sterling handle. This is fun. You can just tell the sterling is a little bit softer too. You get the feel of it. I'm pretty sure that's sterling. Yeah, it's signed right here. Sterling cake slicer. It looks like a hairbread or something, but that's a cake slicer. Cake slicer, sterling handle. Now I've sold these for $5 and $8, and I've sold these for $40 and $50. So we sell at auction a lot of this stuff, and really it depends on who's bidding, what the pattern is, how desirable. If it's got a ding in it, like this one here's got a little ding in it, so that's going to hurt the value too. So this is just a quick lesson on to check the drawer of a chest when you bring it in the antique center, because you don't know what you're leaving. Now we would have sold that if someone would have bought it and took it out of here. They'd have got a bonus, and the chest was only marked at, I think we put it at $225. You got a discount and bought it around $200.
Well, trying to ship this back or something like that, it's not going to be feasible. Most of our, or not most, but a lot of our dealers that come in and buy are customers. They're out of town, so they'll load it up on their trailer and they'll be 6 states away before they actually look at it.
Yeah. So therefore, we forgot to clean it out, and we got it done now. But if you're looking and you're trying to find out how to tell, look on the back. Sterling is what the word you're looking for. If you have anything else in silver, like the hollowware is what I refer to it as, so creamers, sugars, teapots, any of that, the same philosophy applies.
What about jewelry? I see a lot of
jewelry is similar, but on the hollowware. So if you're in a cabinet where you find sterling flatware, you got to look for hollowware too, because you like the creamers and the teapots and the sugars. A lot of that is going to be silver plate. I've been to so many auctions, Josh, where we've come up to this group of stuff on a table. They're selling the whole table lot, and then you start looking, and there's solid sterling pieces
that are mixed in.
Because they just thought it was silver plate or
checked
garage
a few
sale.
pieces. It all looked like it was the same.
It all looked the same. So you really, for beginners, look at all of it. Just find the name, find the mark, see if you find that word sterling on there. If you do, make sure you don't undersell it, because that's going to be some pretty good value.
That's where your value is. Yeah.
Jewelry. Again, we had a whole segment on some of that sterling jewelry, but same kind of philosophy applies. Most of the sterling jewelry you find is going to be marked sterling. Gold is going to have your carat marks. We'll get more into the jewelry at a different point.
But most of it will say sterling right on it, on the jewelry.
It'll say sterling. Yeah, a lot of this. If most jewelers, especially around here, turn of the century all the way through today, if it is sterling, it'll be marked sterling. Now, sometimes we've been getting stuff made in Thailand and China and some different places around the world that are actually, it's marked sterling and it's not. Most of that stuff started happening in the 2000 era, around 2000 and after. So if it's older stuff and it's marked sterling, I feel pretty confident in. The new stuff, man, you really got to look into, because you can get yourself in trouble. You've found that out, right?
Yeah.
We find it acid
necklace
testing it.
Yeah.
How many pieces? So Lucas bought a group of jewelry with me. We bought a group together.
Yep.
And it was 2,000 pieces of sterling, probably.
The whole group, yeah, about that.
And how many pieces do you think were actually not sterling that we bought as sterling? We bought it from a dealer. They said it was all sterling. They sold it to us. A bunch of it was marked, but it actually wasn't.
There's probably about 100 pieces of not sterling.
So we bought 100 pieces of jewelry that were marked sterling in 925, and we test every piece. When we sell it, we want to make sure our customers are getting what we say it is. And Lucas now tests all of it himself, and about 100 pieces of it. So so we lost on those 100 pieces.
Yeah.
Or we kind of got the short end of the stick on that one, I guess. Anyway, he did. He gets half of it anyway. So guys, listen, this was a short video today about Sterling, about Flatware, and what we found in that chest over there. Hopefully it was just a little bit informational for you, and you learned something from it. Again, if you got it in our comments section, throw a couple comments. I'll try and get to them. We're active every day. We are sitting right here in the heart of Ohio Antique Center, and any given moment, any given day, we could have a few hundred to a few thousand customers here shopping, walking around, our dealers coming in and restocking every day. And we're right here in the foyer, the entryway. So come visit us here at the Heart. Josh, anything else you'd like to add?
Well, that's pretty much it. Check your drawers.
Check your drawers.
Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel, guys, at Berner Brother Antiques, and also at Heart of Ohio Antiques. We appreciate it. Bless you guys.